What's going on, everyone? BG Wizard back for another video. Today we're taking a look at the best range DPS in War Within Season 1, rated Battlegrounds specifically. Okay, so let's get into it, starting at the bottom and working our way up. At the very bottom of the barrel, I have Ellie and Fire Mage. The reason for this is every single Ellie and Fire Mage I have has either completely respect or quit their class entirely. Haven't seen a single one of these. And there's better specs for these classes. So yeah, pretty much if you want to play meta, if you want to know what the best spec is, it's definitely not going to be these specs. It seems like, yeah, like I said, pretty much no one's playing them. And for that reason alone, I have them in D tier. Keep in mind, it is day 2 of the season. Day 2 or day 3 maybe. So things can definitely change. I could be proven wrong in a matter of days. So don't take everything so seriously. But right now, it seems like no one's playing these specs. So let's move on to C tier. In the C tier, I got Demonology Warlock and Beastmaster Hunter and Destro Warlock. Once again, I've seen a I've seen a Destro Warlock. I've seen a Beastmaster Hunter in rated Battlegrounds. However, it seems like the large majority of players are playing other specs. So C tier is not recommended because simple fact of pretty much everybody that plays these classes plays a better spec. And so for that reason, these will not be the meta spec. They're not the best, at least not right now. So not recommended C tier is going to be these 3 classes. Maybe you could get away with it, you know, like I said, it's very early in the season. You could get away with it maybe, but I definitely think that there's better specs for these classes. C tier, gonna keep it simple. Let's move on. Next is the playable. I would consider B tier as playable. It's just a simple Arcane Mage, just Arcane Mage here. I've seen a lot of friends play the Arcane Mage. It looks like a lot of fun right now. Seems like it's okay. So that's the B tier. Arcane Mage seems okay. I think there's a better mage spec, but playable, Arcane Mage. Let's move on. All right. Next, it's the Marksman Hunter, Frost Mage, Shadow Priest, Devastation. So these are all recommended. A tier is recommended. Once again, we're starting from the left and we're going right. So the best in the A tier is going to be Devastation. And let me just preface this by saying every class in A tier here is able of doing like 300 mil damage or more, which is like good right now. Right now, like I said, day 3 in the season. Right now, these classes can top damage or come close to topping damage. The reason Devastation is the best in A tier is its movement speed. Movement speed is always very critical in rated Battlegrounds, so the ability to get to an objective, support it, or go attack an objective faster than anyone else is very valuable. So to be able to do the A tier damage, the very good damage, but also have that movement speed, that's going to put them at the top of A tier on my list because it has both the damage and the movement speed. Next, we got the Shadow Priest, which is what I play. And Shadow Priest seems like it does good damage. You can do like 300, 400 million damage. Seems like it's pretty good. You can top rated Battleground damage. You could top a damage or at least come close. So seems like it's pretty good. I'm going to actually say the same about Frost Mage. Frost Mage seems like it also brings a little bit of utility. It can maybe base it as well. But it does have that damage as well. Seen Frost Mages do, you know, 300, 400 million near the top of damage. So Frost Mage bringing a little bit of utility as well as that damage. That's good for A tier. And lastly, we have Marksman Hunter. Seems like it also brings quite a bit of utility as well as maybe being able to sit a base. So, or at least play objectively. So Hunter also fits in the damage category. All of these classes on A tier bring the good damage and a little bit of utility. So definitely recommend all these classes in the A tier and these specs. So yeah, recommend it. If you play these, have fun this season. Seems like you're in a pretty good spot. And that leaves us with 2 specs left. We got Affliction Warlock and Boomkin. So Affliction Warlock, I just saw one do 600 million damage yesterday. 600 million damage on day 2 of the season. So that's so much higher damage than anybody else in the Battleground. It was like double or triple everybody. And I think that's so much pressure on the map and so good for your team that I think I have to put it at the top of S tier. I think it's just so much better than everybody else. So I think Affliction Warlock, #1 range DPS spec in the game. I think it's not even close. And the only other S tier spec I have here is Boomkin. And the reason Boomkin, so I would actually say Boomkin has like A tier damage. Boomkin is like that 300, 400 million damage. They can pad damage and like come near the top or top of rated battleground. But I think because of the objective play that they have, where they can get to bases pretty quickly, they can support bases or attack bases or objectives pretty much as good as any other class in the game. But they also have stealth, so they become like the best, or if you count rogues, maybe they're the second best. They're the best or second best objective player in the game because of the stealth and the movement speed. They can, cap a base, take a base, defend a base. So I think because of the objective play and having kind of that A tier damage, I'd say Boomkin, that having both of them puts them into the S tier. So that's going to round out the list. I got Boomy as the second best. I got Affliction as the best. And that's the class. Once again, S tier best, A recommended, B playable, C not recommended, D I think you should just respec or change classes. Anyways, make sure you guys comment down below. Let me know what I got right and what I got wrong. I'm very curious as things could change. It's still very early in the season. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.